In the quiet dawn, the unthinkable unfolded, a conflict that would reshape the geopolitical landscape. Russian forces awoke to the largest ground invasion in modern history. Ukrainian forces had penetrated over 45 kilometers into the Russian Kursk region, an audacious move no one saw coming. American Bradley armored vehicles, tanks, advanced air defense systems, and squadrons of cutting-edge drones streamed across the border, indicating Ukraine's deployment of American weaponry for this unprecedented incursion. The very thought stirred whispers of a new world war already in motion. The Russian Ministry of Defense scrambled to respond as the ground shook from battle. Amidst the chaos, Russian soldiers were captured, taken as trophies of this brutal engagement. The breach of borders unraveled Russian defenses like a frayed tapestry. Kursk, once a bustling city, was overrun, its citizens fleeing to escape the wrath of war. It was a disaster compounded by technological prowess. Ukrainian forces executed a successful jamming operation, deploying electronic warfare systems that crippled Russian air defenses and silenced communication devices. For Russia, this was not just an invasion, it was a calamity. The disarray continued as communications between border guards and the Ministry of Defense were effectively disrupted. Ukrainian aircraft roared overhead, flying unchallenged inside Russian territory, providing crucial air cover for special forces. The depth of the incursion was staggering, reaching 10 kilometers deep and spanning 45 kilometers wide. The organized lines of Russian defense crumbled under the assault.
In a turn of events reminiscent of some of the most intense conflicts in history, Russia's recent activities in the Sumy region have captured global attention. The Russian Air Force launched an aggressive offensive, conducting 16 airstrikes and deploying 23 guided bombs. Their target was not just random military positions, but the vital supplies and forces sustaining the Ukrainian troops that had penetrated Russian territory. This precise targeting suggests a strategic approach aimed at crippling the main sources of enemy strength. We are witnessing war tactics that have been dormant for decades spring back to life. The magnitude and implications of these strategies are both fascinating and terrifying. Where might this escalation lead us, and can we fully grasp the scale of these tactics? The situation became even more critical when Ukrainian forces entered Kursk. Initially, the Russian border guard forces underestimated the operation, believing it to be a reconnaissance mission involving 300 Ukrainian soldiers, a few tanks, and drones. Acting swiftly, they engaged the Ukrainian troops. However, as the clashes persisted, communication lines between the Russian border guard forces and the Ministry of Defense were severed. This disruption was followed by an unexpected escalation. Additional Ukrainian forces materialized, bringing the total to 1,000 soldiers, accompanied by American Bradley armored vehicles, American Abrams tanks, and German Leopard tanks. The scale and sophistication of their equipment pointed to a well-coordinated offensive. The situation intensified further with the emergence of 2,000 more Ukrainian soldiers equipped with a formidable array of tanks, armored vehicles, drones, and attack helicopters. The unfolding events have left the world watching in a state of shock and uncertainty, wondering about the next developments in this escalating conflict.